morning. Today is Saturday, January 11th, and we're going to go over our meeting highlights today. And it's about Smartpoints 101. We're going to do it in the car today because I have my sister, we're giving my sister a surprise birthday party today, and I have company at home, and I have to get home, and I got to get a moving. I got to get a crack-a-lackin', as they say. But I've been a crack-a-lackin' on my weight because I have a pattern of, like, I had a great loss last week. I lost 3.9, and my past Sandy always came back the following week with a gain. And I refused to do that this week, so I really stuck to my plan. I stuck to my menu about 95% of the time, but I stuck to my points. I didn't go over my points. And I did use some of my weeklies, which is why they're there. And I had a loss of 1.9, so now I weigh 226.6, and I've lost a total of 77.6 pounds. I am so proud of myself because I believe in myself. I believe in myself, and you got to believe in you too. So don't ever not believe in yourself. So we'll go over the card really quick. My car is fogging up. I should probably turn it on so I can, sorry. You might have to hear I don't want the windows to fog up too much while I'm talking. Anyway, it's Smartpoints 101. One of the first steps, well, we went over the meeting. I mean, I think it's because there's so many new members, and so they want to go over the meeting just to make sure that everybody's aware of how it goes, which is, it's a nice refresher course for people like me that have been on it 3 years and kind of get a little cocky, a little overconfident and thinking I know the program. And yeah, I don't need to hear that. I know that. Well, obviously I don't know it completely because I'd be at my goal by now. But you know what? Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. But one of the first steps in making my WW work for you is to learn or refamiliarize yourself with the Smartpoint system, which helps you fit in the foods you love so that everything is on the menu. And this is what you need to do. Use the 3 tips below to work your favorite items into your daily and weekly budget, because let's face it, swearing them off forever isn't sustainable. I have a plan. If you watch my daily vlog, you know that I have in my freezer, I have a box of Twinkies, a box of Ding Dongs, and a box of cupcakes that I bought when I was not doing really well. But I haven't had them since before Christmas, but I am going to figure in a cupcake, one cupcake, sometime during the week. It's 13 points, and it's a lot of points, but I'm going to figure it in on a day where I'm going to stay within my points, and if I'm not really within my points, I'm going to use my weeklies, because I am going to treat myself, not cheat, treat myself to a cupcake. So number 1 is try pre-tracking. Do you already know you'll be celebrating a friend's birthday with cake this weekend? Oh yeah, in about 3 hours. Track that slice now so you know how many 0-point foods you might want to leverage and how you'll spread out your weeklies during the rest of your week. I'm going to a Chinese restaurant. My plan is to enjoy my Chinese dinner, which is going to take up my whole 23 points, if not more. I'm going to use my weeklies for the cake, and I'm going to, we'll get to it a little bit later, but I'm going to have some rollovers during the week that's going to try to make up for the cake today. Number 2 is be mindful of portions. Search the WW app for your favorite food. Notice how many Smartpoint values changes for the different serving sizes. Eat what works best for your daily or weekly budget. A small order of fries might fit in better into your week than a large one, and note whether you'll be happy with that amount going forward. Like I said, I'm going Chinese. I'm bringing my granddaughter. My grandson's in the hospital, so his mother's with him, who's going to bring my granddaughter. So I'm going to split a meal with her. So that's going to cut it in half. And she doesn't eat a lot anyhow, so it'll be the perfect portions for both of us. And number 3 is make savvy swaps. Do you love to eat spaghetti? Who doesn't love to eat spaghetti? Enjoy it, but if you're ever looking for a lower Smartpoints option, consider an ingredient swap like zucchini noodles with tomato and basil cream sauce, which you can find in the WW app. You can also exchange ideas with members on Connect or in a studio. Dish with D eats regular pasta, but then she mixes it with the zucchini noodles, so she gets even more. So if you measure it out, you really do get enough pasta. You really do. I am going to be making, using my, I had got a little mini waffle maker for Christmas, and so I will probably make this recipe. This might be my recipe of the week. I do a recipe of the week, and I think I'm going to do this one. Yep, I'm going to do that. I don't know what day, but I'll do it. And if you look at my, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. But if you look, get the notification bell ring, you'll know when I put it up. So, today is Saturday. So she said, "Happy Saturday." And ask yourself these questions. What is a bad day? A bad day to me is just, you shouldn't feel guilty about a bad day. Obviously, for some reason, you psychologically thought you needed it. Just make sure it's just a bad day, not a bad week or a bad month or a bad year. One day is not going to alter your plan that much. So you just got to remember, think to yourself, what is a bad day? And sometimes a bad day, like today, I'm not going to consider this a bad day just because I'm going to go way over my points. I'm going to have Chinese, which is very high in points. I'm going to have cake, which is very high in points. But I'm going to be celebrating a birthday, which is going to make it a good day. So I'm not considering this a bad day. I really am not. And ask yourself, what is a good day? A good day doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on plan. A good day could mean that, you know what, I made some poor choices, but I made smarter choices than I would have in the past. Sure, I went over my points, but I could have went way over my points. That's how I think about my Chinese, because I could just order my granddaughter a separate meal, and she could take part of it home because she's not going to eat the whole meal anyhow. But no, I'm going to split it, and so that's what's going to make me have a good day. How do you keep a positive outlook? That's hard sometimes, I have to admit. Sometimes it's hard to keep a positive outlook. But if you just really try your hardest and just realize that we all struggle. There's not one of us out there that doesn't struggle at some point. If not for 5 minutes in a day, but maybe sometimes for weeks. Just have to, just know that you're trying, and knowing that you're trying to do your best. That's all that really matters sometimes. And how does WW help you bounce back? Go on Connect, read people's stories, find out what's going on. I'm friends with people in WW. I have their phone numbers. We text back and forth for support. Have a friend, talk to a friend, you do whatever you need. But WW, just know that they don't judge you. Even when I get weighed, if I have a gain, they're very nice about it. They're almost apologetic. It's like it was their fault, and it was your fault, but they act like it was their fault. I have a really good group where I go, and I really like it, so that helps me out a lot. So we have to go back to Smartpoints 101. Calories. You want to establish the baseline of the Smartpoint value. Always remember that just because it's a 0-point food doesn't mean it doesn't have calories. When you're looking in your app, if you scroll a little bit higher, it'll show you the serving size, but if you scroll up, it's going to show you all the calories, the proteins, the carbs, all of that stuff is going to be all listed so you can get a better idea of what you're eating. Always remember that saturated fats and sugar increase the risk of disease and type 2 diabetes, and that's why they're higher in Smartpoint values. They're trying to keep you from eating it, but they don't want you to avoid it completely, but they want you to know that, you can't eat it in excess. You have to really rein it in and be aware of your portion sizes as far as that goes. Proteins always help you feel more satisfied, and that's why they're really low in points. Protein is going to get you to that next meal. It keeps you full, and it keeps you fuller longer. And there's so many proteins. If you just look them up, it's just amazing how many. Just like a hard-boiled egg, I boil a dozen eggs and put them in the refrigerator, and then I just snack on them all week. I know they're calories, but in the long scheme of things, I'm going to have a cupcake next week for 13 points. An egg is 0. Let me think. Now, if I had to choose between an egg and a cupcake, obviously I'm going to choose the cupcake. But I can't choose a cupcake every day, but I can choose an egg every day. So you got to think of it that way. Remember your daily and your weekly rollovers. Your daily points you get, if you're on the green plan, you get 30 points. On the blue plan, you get 23 points. And the purple plan, you get 16 points. And they base that on your age, your weight, your height, and your sex. So I'm going to ask them when I get closer to my goal, base my goal weight on this too, because I don't think that I think they just have a standard chart, and I think that they should readjust that. But you can roll over 4 weeklies a day, 4 points a day. So if, like, I know that I'm going today, I can try to, during the week, roll over 4 points to kind of make up for the going over today, because I have the whole week ahead of me to do it. But once your week is ended, your weekly points, if you had rollovers, they're gone if you haven't used them. And now they've changed it. If you're on the green plan, you can be 10 under, so that means that you can be at 20 points, or you can be 8 over, so that means you can have 38. So your range to be in a blue dot is between 20 and 38. And a blue dot means that you stayed within your portion sizes for that day, your daily allowance of Smartpoints. On the blue plan, they've changed it. It used to be 10 under. Now it's 13 under and 8 over. So once again, you can go to 10 points to 31. And the purple plan, you can be 11 under and 8 over. So that means you can be 5 points. That seems really low. 5 points or 24 points. So you got a range of 5 to 24. I know that's a little confusing, but just remember that whatever plan you're on, they're always going to be, you can always eat 8 points over whatever your particular plan is. But the green plan is 10 points under, the blue plan is 13 points under, and the purple plan is 11 points under. And the advantage of the 0 point foods is you really don't have to weigh or measure them, but when you're scrolling, when you're tracking it on your app, pay attention to what a portion size is. And I'm talking to Sandy, me. A portion size of strawberries I have to look up, because I just put strawberries on my plate. I should see what they say is a portion size, and I bet you it's like a half a cup, and I go way over a half a cup. Now, I can have as many points as I want, like 0 point foods, like I said, but I have to remember it's sugar, and it's still calories. Not a lot of calories, but it's still calories. And you always have to remember that 0 points doesn't mean 0 calories. You got to remember that. You don't have to eat your weeklies, and you don't have to eat your rollovers. I find for myself that if I eat my weeklies, I don't tend to lose weight as well. I do lose weight, but not as well as if I don't use them. I never use my Fit Points. A lot of people use their Fit Points. I don't know how to tell you how to work those, so I'm not even going to try. But See Mindy Mom, SEEMINDY Mom, she did a video on Fit Points. So I'm not really sure which one it was. You might want to go into her playlist to find out. But she uses her Fit Points for her daily tracking. And always remember, track. If you eat it, write it down, because tracking makes you more aware of what you're eating, because it really does. How much you're eating, and how many Smartpoints you're using. You can decide whether some of these foods that you're deciding to eat are really worth it, because sometimes they might not be worth it. You just you might think, hey, I don't know. And you want to be as accurate and as honest as you can possibly be, because you know what? You're only fooling yourself if you don't do it. You really. Okay, sorry about that. When you film on your phone, you get phone calls. So always track in the moment. Snap a picture if you need to. Nowadays with Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, people take pictures of their food all the time, so don't really worry about it. Take a picture when you get home, then look at it. If you can look at an app before you go to the restaurant, maybe you can track it before you go if you get a general idea what you're going to eat. But even if it's over your points, move on. Go on to your next meal, and don't pay attention to that. Well, not pay attention, but don't be feeling guilty about it. Just move on. Always be kind to yourself. You know, we're all going to mess up once in a while. Just focus on your next meal. If you made a mistake at this meal, just know that your next meal is going to be even better. You just know that you're going to do better for the rest of the day. If it's the end of the day, just know that tomorrow's a new day. Like Annie says, tomorrow is always a day away. It's going to be here, and you can start again. You can always start again. Always use the bar scan coder. When I go through the grocery store, I'm always using my scanner for new foods that I'm not really familiar with. And people come up to you and they go, oh, you're on Weight Watchers. They'll know that. They just will know that. Or they'll ask you what you're doing, and then you can explain it. I don't really care. A lot of people just look at you and wonder what you're doing. You know, especially in the nicer weather when you don't have a coat on, they probably just think you're probably doing inventory. Don't worry about it. Then once you get home, take a marker and write on that package what it is. And so that way you don't have to keep looking at your phone. When you're making your meals and planning your meals, you can just pull it out and look at it, and it'll tell you right on it. My husband Jim makes fun of me all the time because, oh, I'm going to have some crackers, it's 2 points. But you know, he's aware now. He's aware of how many points it is, and he kind of stays within the reason of it, and he doesn't go overboard. And always take advantage of the 0-point foods, because they're there to get you through to each meal. And there's a lot on all plans. I think I wrote it down because I did write it down. I guess I didn't. Oh yeah, the green plan has 100 different 0-point foods. The blue plan has 200, and the purple has 300. So you can't tell me you can't find something to make a meal. Always start it based on the 0-point foods and build around it. So this is Smartpoints 101. We're refocusing, we're refamiliarizing ourselves to the new plan. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do a daily vlog. I do a recipe of the week. I sing to you on your birthday or your anniversary, and we just have a lot of fun. So if you're thinking of joining Weight Watchers, there's a link down below. You can click on that link and we'll both get a free month. And leave me a comment, subscribe, share it if you think somebody might like it, and always hit that like button. So I will see you guys hopefully on my daily vlog. If not, I'll see you next Saturday for our daily meeting.